Okie dokie. Hey, let's begin. Let's begin from seated position here. We're going to start. I'm trying to keep our spine upright as much as we can. Just keep your block handy. We're going to use it later. But also remember that you can use the block to sit on the block and feel your hips are more elevated if you need to elevate your hips to have some more room on your hips and your thighs and lower back. And drawing the shoulders up to the ears and slowly releasing back and down. And up to the ears and back and down. Just shoulders up to the ears, back and down. Just softening any tension in both shoulders. A few more rounds, releasing up and down. And going to the opposite direction. Mobilizing the shoulder blades, the rib cage, the upper spine. And lower the hands down to your thighs, elbows in, and bring the chin slightly into the chest and then towards chin in and slightly to the chest, so we have that nice lengthening in the back of your neck. You can have your eyes closed. You can have the gaze. If you don't want to close your eyes, you can have a partially open the eyes and have the gaze down towards the mat. So the idea here is to avoid any distractions from the room. Noticing and feeling the gentle movement of the breath within the body. Now bring the thumb and the index finger together and just place it down to your thigh or to your right knee. Close your eyes and begin to breathe. And notice how you are, by having those fingers together, the breath will be felt more in your chest. And you can slow down the inhales and exhales if you like. But the type of breathing we're trying to achieve here is the breathing that goes in down in the belly. So now join the thumb with the ring finger, place it down, close your eyes, and just breathe and notice that your inhales and exhales, you're going to feel it down the abdominal area. And you try to slow down the breath. We're activating the parasympathetic system and bringing some calmness and peace in the mind. And just keep breathing down the belly. Noticing the belly ballooning out and in as you inhale and exhale. And with your next inhale, please bring the arms out and up, reaching through the fingertips, lengthening the spine, lowering the hands down towards the heart center. Inhaling deeply, lengthening the spine, arms up and overhead, arms out to the side, down towards the floor, shoulders up, back and down. Inhale, arms out and up, reaching through the fingertips, nice long spine. Exhale, hands down to the heart center, Anjali Mudra. And inhale, hands up towards the sky, reaching. Exhale, arms out to the side, down towards the floor, shoulders up, back and down. One last round. Inhale, arms out and up. Hands together and down to the heart center. Inhale, floating hands up to the sky, out to the side, down towards the floor, shoulders up, back and down, and place your right hand down towards the floor. Reach with the left arm up and over, flex the elbows and exhale, move the spine to the right, and inhale back through center. And exhale to the right as you press your left hip and back through center. And exhale, move the spine to the right, back through center, lower your left hand down, and inhale, right arm goes out and up, and press through the right hip and move the spine to the left, and back through center, and through the left, back through center, to the left, back through center, and bring both shoulders up, back and down, hands to the heart center. Take a moment, breathing in and out, back to that breathing we created, joining the thumb with the ring fingers and breathing through the belly. Nice inhales and exhales, feeling the breath. You slow down. And slowly bring the shoulders up, back and down. Inhale, arms out and up, reaching through the fingertips, twisting to the right. Look over to your right shoulder. Inhale, arms out and up, spine back to neutral. Exhale, twist to the left, look over to your left. Inhale, back through center, and exhale to the right. Back through center, and exhale to the left. Back through center, exhale to the right. Back through center, exhale to the left. Back through center, both hands down, walk the hands forward, relax your elbows, crown of the head pointing towards the floor. Pause there. Nice, easy breathing. And back again to neutral spine, neutral position. Have your hands behind you and do the crossing of the legs, feet wider than the hips. And let's do some windshield wiper movement here. Taking the moment to mobilize those hips and legs. And return back to seated position with the sole of the feet together and the knees out. Let's work in a like cat-cow from this position. So we're kind of like holding from the feet, shoulders back and down. So maybe the cow is not going to be so much arch like when we're around the spine like the cat. So inhale, bring the spine, arch the upper, open the throat, belly in, elbows out, chin to your chest. And just keep moving, arching and rounding. Add your own rhythm. Exhale, round. Inhale, open, look up. Exhale, round. And open the chest, the throat. Exhale, round. One last, open. And then slowly draw the chin to your chest and keep the shoulders back and down. Hold in position. Keep the upper spine nice and long. Going back to the breath. You keep the chin tucked in. You can feel those muscles in the back of your neck. And then slowly lift the head to neutral neck. Hands behind you, and do the legs. So you bring the feet in front of you and guide the toes in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Flex the knee and windshield wiper movement again. Moving from side to side. And then slowly, let's find our way to tabletop. So have your blanket, and we're going to have the blanket for to protect the knees. Remember to have the knees under the hips, and let's have the top of the feet flat on the mat. From here, let's have the wrist under the shoulders, and let's move the hips from side to side, from one side to the opposite side. And then slowly back through center, cat-cow, drop the belly, open the chest. Exhale, round the spine, belly in, chin in. Inhale, drop the belly, open the heart. Exhale, round the spine, belly in, chin in. And just keep moving. Last round, and as you exhale, round the spine, drop the hips halfway down. Don't go into child's pose yet. Just halfway down, and then slide both hands forward. Drop the forearms, the elbows down, the chin into the chest, and just stretch the shoulders here. You're anchoring through the fingertips, the fingers and the palms. You keep the hips up and feel a stretch in the back, under the armpits. Nice, easy breathing. And press with the palms, pick up the head, place the right hand on the right shoulder, left hand under the left shoulder, round the spine like an angry cat. Now we all go to child's pose. Release the hips to the heels, forearms, elbows down, forehead towards the floor. Relax your neck. And if you can touch your floor, if you cannot touch your floor, you can place the block under your forehead. And we're going to rock the head gently from side to side, moving the neck and the head. And slowly head back to neutral. Let's come to tabletop position. And from here, let's slide the left knee forward and extend the right leg back. This is called Gada Pitam. So we're going to, it's not a pigeon pose. We're going to work on sun mobilization of the spine, but having the legs straight behind us. So lift the chest, hands under the shoulders, a little bit forward, flex, lower the forearms, and then release the forehead towards the floor. Press with the palms, lift the chest, lift the elbows up. Relax forearms, elbows down, relax chest, forehead down. Inhale, press, lift the chest, pick up the elbows up. Relax forearms, elbows down, forehead down. Inhale, lift the head, elbows, forearms up. One last. Relax forearms, elbows down, forehead down. Lift the head, lift the chest, walk the hands under the shoulders, lift the spine, hold in position. So you're sinking the hips evenly, shoulders back and down. Nice, easy breathing, and then bring the knee back, child's pose. Relax your lower back and forearms towards the floor or towards the block. If you can, rock your head gently from side to side. Now back through center to tabletop. Now we're going to slide the opposite knee forward and extend the other leg back. Hands under the shoulders to lift the chest, and then walk the hands forward. So we inhale, we release the elbows and forearms down, forehead towards the floor. Press with the palms, pick up the elbows, forearms up, lift the chest. Exhale, everything goes down. Inhale, press and up. Exhale, everything goes down. Press and lift. One last. Exhale, everything goes down. Pick up through the palms, lift the elbow forearms, walk the hands under the shoulders, lift the chest, sink both hips even, shoulders back and down. And from here, you drop the hips down and we're going to return back to seated position. So use your blanket back to seated position. So find your ideal position so you can have your spine upright. Shoulders up, back and down, hands to your thighs, back to the breathing. Thumb, index finger, and belly breathing. And inhale, lift the chin up, rotate to the right to the chest. Inhale, left and up. Exhale, right and chest. Inhale, left up. At your own rhythm, keep circling the head and the neck. Use your breath. Point now to the opposite direction, to the right and up. Exhale, left and down. Same direction, loosening up the neck, mobilizing your cervical spine. One last round like that. And then return the head back to neutral position. Place your left hand down towards the floor, right arm goes out and up, flex the right elbow, right hand to your left ear, and guide the right ear to your right shoulder. Inhale, bring the head back to center. Exhale, right ear to your right shoulder, deep exhale. Slowly inhale, return the head back to neutral. Exhale, slowly guide the right ear to your right shoulder. Inhale through center. Now we're going to move the ear to the right shoulder and hold it there. Make sure your left shoulder is sinking down. Slowly the head returns back to neutral position. Place the hand to the back of your skull. Rotate the chin somewhere in between your right shoulder and the sternum. And then the chin goes down to your right collarbone. Hold and breathe. Inhale, return the head back to center. Now both hands to the back of the head, elbows in and chin goes down to your chest. Remember the upper spine stays upright and the weight of the hands are helping you to stretch those muscles connected to the base of the skull. Inhale, elbows up, lift the chest, lower your right hand down, and place your left hand to your right ear. Inhale, exhale, left ear to left shoulder, and back to center. And exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Inhale, neutral neck. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Inhale, neutral neck. One more. And this time we hold in position. Drop your right shoulder down. Watch your breath. Let go, head back to neutral, place the hands to the back of the skull, rotate the chin somewhere between left shoulder and sternum, and the chin goes down to your left collarbone. Hold and breathe. Watch your breath. Let go, head back through center. Let's repeat the same. Hands behind, elbows in, chin down. And release, head back to neutral, elbows out, release the hands down towards the floor, shoulders up, back and down. Now, hands palm facing up, place the palms to the base of the skull, and we're going to lift the head, kind of like it's a traction, creating room between each vertebrae, breathing in and out, lengthening that cervical spine. Nice, easy breathing. Keep the chin parallel to the floor. Take a nice inhale and exhale. Hands down, chin to your chest and nod your head. Yes, 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 yes. Shake your head. No, no, no. Inhale, return the back through neutral position, back to the breath. Thumb, ring finger together, lower the hand down, belly breathing. Concentrating only on breathing through the abdominal region, calming down the mind, activating the parasympathetic system. Hands behind, and do the crossing of the legs, less some windshield wiper after being seated for a while again. And let's slowly back through center. Now, extend the right leg forward, flex your left knee, and bring the left foot to touch the inner thigh of your right leg. Make sure you're sitting on the edge of your blanket or your cushion to have some more room in your hips and your pelvis. So that way you're not rounding your spine too much, your liftings. By doing that, helps a lot. Hands either side of your right leg. Take a nice inhale. Flex the elbows and drop the belly towards the right thigh. Inhale, lift the chest away. Exhale, relax over your right thigh. And inhale, lift. And exhale, flex and release. And inhale up. Now flex and let go. Relax the chin towards the chest. And just work through this Janushirasana head to knee pose. Breathing through the nose, long and steady. Lengthening the spine. This is an asymmetrical stretch. And inhale, lift the head, lift the chest, back to neutral position of the spine. Bring the left knee up, cross it over, or the knee where you're working now, cross it over. We're going to twist. Hug your knee, other hand behind you, look over to your left shoulder. Keep the spine upright. Breath through the back line of your leg that is extended. Nice, easy breathing. And slowly inhale. And return the neck back to neutral and the spine and do the twist. Grab your left foot with both hands. Inhale, straighten your left leg forward and up. Exhale, flex the knee and draw and flex and lower. Inhale, straighten and flex and down. And straighten, flex and release. One more. Straighten, engage, lower your left leg all the way down towards the floor. Flex the opposite leg and bring the foot to touch the inner thigh. From here, both hands either side of your leg. Nice and long spine. Flex the elbows and release the chest over to left thigh. Inhale, lift. Exhale, flex and relax. Inhale, move the chest up. Flex and lower. One more. Now we're going to flex and lower all the way down. Hold in position this asymmetrical stretch. Relax your neck. And slowly engage the core to lift the spine and neutral position. Now, cross the right leg over to your left leg. Hug your knee and right hand behind you. Look over to your right shoulder in this twist. Nice breathing here. And then do the twist. Grab your right foot and let's extend the right leg up. Flex the knee, drop the heel. Inhale, straighten and reach. Flex and lower. We're just kind of preparing the back line of both legs for what is coming next, which is Paschimottanasana, seated forward bend. So it's easier to access to that pose by first training separately each leg at a time. One last. We extend and then we let go the right leg. So both legs are straight in front of you. Make sure you're sitting on the edge of your blanket or your towel or your cushion. Both hands either side of the legs. Flex the elbows. Relax the chest, the chin in. Inhale, lift and neutral spine. Flex and let go. And lift the spine. And release. One last. Inhale, lift. Now we're going to go to the full pose, which is we fall forward and we hold in position. Keep lengthening the spine. Bring the chin into the chest, shoulders back and down, and relax as you breathe through the entire length of the spine, both sides of the spine, the entire length of the back of both legs, the back of both hips. And inhale, lift the head, lift the chest, neutral position of the spine. Open the right leg out and then the left leg out. You don't have to go super wide in this position. Make sure that your pelvis is tilting forward to get that nice opening in the inner thighs. Walk the hands forward and then relax the chin into the chest. And lift the heart, walk your hands, lift the spine, bend the knees, and let's do some windshield wiper, moving the hips after holding those hips in position. Let's come to the sole of the feet together again. This time, try to have your heels kind of close to your pelvic floor, and we're going to hold from the top of the feet and then lift the feet or the toes and lift the feet off the mat. Engage the core, shoulders back and down. Breathing here, working a little bit of balance and core activation. Now, grab your left foot with your left hand, peace fingers, right hand, wrap your right big toe, and then extend the right leg out. Keep working with the balance, don't hold the breath. You flex the right knee and bring the sole of the feet together. Now, hold with your hand the right foot, peace fingers left, grab your big toe and extend your left leg out. Don't hold the breath, please. And then you flex and then hold both feet again off the mat, knees out. And then slowly lower the feet down. Slide the feet away from your pelvis. Hands and arms under your legs, each hand on top of each foot. Tortoise pose, crown of the head towards the floor. Again, stretch the spine all the way from the neck, thoracic spine, lumbar spine, opening those muscles in between the rib cage and the back, creating space in between each vertebrae and in between your shoulder blades. Inhale, lift the head, lift the chest, return the spine back to neutral. Hands and outside your knees to bring the legs together and bring the legs in front of you. And flex and point, flex and point, flex and point, flex and point, flex and point. Bend both knees, drop the legs to one side. Have your block handy here and your blanket or your pillow to the opposite side. So we're going to come to one front of the mat. So when we lie down, we have the neck and the head protected. So with the feet wide as your hips, we're going to round the spine and hold it there. Chin into your chest. Just have your hands on your knees. And then flatten the spine, neutral spine. Round the spine, belly in, hold it there. And flatten the spine. Last one. Round the spine, chin in, hold. And then slowly, one vertebra at a time, you are going to lay the spine down towards the floor. Just make sure you have your blanket there. And slide the heels right under both knees. Have your feet separated, the width of your hips, chin slightly tucked in. And we're going to slowly lift into the bridge all the way up. Exhale, lower your bridge down towards the floor. Inhale, up into the high bridge. Exhale, lower your bridge down. Up into your high bridge, all the way up. And then lower your bridge down, 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 down. Make sure your left heel is in line with your left hip. Cross your right leg over to your left thigh. So bridge pose with one foot down, and we're going to lift in a high bridge. Exhale, lower your bridge down. Inhale, lift high. Exhale, lower. Inhale, high bridge. Exhale all the way down and do the crossing of the legs and place the right foot in line with your right hip. Cross your left leg over your right thigh. Inhale, lift into high bridge. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, up into the bridge. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. And all the way down and do the crossing of that leg. Place your left foot under your left hip, in line with your left hip, right foot in line with your right hip. Inhale, high bridge, heels up, heels down, lower your bridge down. Up into your bridge, heels up, heels down, bridge down. One more. Inhale, high bridge, heels up, heels down, lower your bridge down, full happy baby, feet up, holding from the outside of the feet or holding from the ankles if you cannot reach the feet. Make sure your lower back is flat on the mat. Draw the chin to your chest and just breathe here. And bring the sole of the feet together. holding from the feet with the knees out and the feet off the mat. And just breathe here. And back to the full happy baby. And slowly bring the legs together, lower the feet down towards the floor with hip width distant apart. Place your right foot on top of left thigh. Let's go to figure four. I'm going to give you three options here today. Holding from the hamstring, holding from the shin, or extending the left leg up to the sky, holding from the back of your left calf muscle. Whatever you are, concentrating on the breath and just stretch and release the outside of your right hip. And release left foot down, switch legs, and now left foot on top of your right thigh. Holding from the hamstring, the shin, or extending the right leg up to hold from the back of the right calf muscle. Back to the breath. And let go, both feet down, width apart. Pick up the pelvis and hips coming to bridge to align the spine, and then lower the bridge down towards the floor. Hug yourself, thighs into the chest, stretch your lumbar spine. And release both hands to both knees. Make circles with the knees in one direction, massaging your lower back. And going into the opposite direction. And return back through center, holding from the back of the hamstring. Extend the legs up to the sky. Flex the knee, lower the feet down. Inhale, straighten. Flex and release. Inhale, straighten. Flexing down. Now we're going to straighten and flex and point, flex and point, flex and point. Slowly keep flexing and pointing and slowly open those legs out in a V and make circles in one direction and the opposite direction. Slowly bring thighs together, bend the knees, lower the feet down, hip width distant apart. Grab your block and place the block in level one, right on your sacrum. So place the block there. Hug your left thigh into the chest. Extend the right leg all the way down to the front. And we're going to engage the thigh to bring the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, flex the foot and lower the heel down towards the front of the mat. Again, activate, right leg goes up. And with the foot flex, lower heel down towards the floor. Inhale, right leg goes up. This is a nice way to strengthen the iliopsoas muscle. And lower one more. And right leg goes up to the sky. And then slowly, we're going to this time let it go all the way down towards the floor. Relax your right leg, relax the right thigh, the iliopsoas, and turn the right foot slightly out to get a little bit of release there. Use your breath. And slowly flex your right knee, bring the right thigh into the chest, And extend the left leg all the way to the front of the mat. From here, inhale, activate the thigh, bring the left leg up, and slowly lower down to the front of the mat. Inhale, left leg goes up to the sky. And as you exhale, you lower the heel down slowly to the front of the mat. And inhale back up. And exhale, lower. One last. Up. And all the way down to release the iliopsoas. Turn the left foot out and just breathe here. And slowly bring the left leg up, flex your left knee, hug yourself, lower both feet down towards the floor, wide as your hips. Pick up the pelvis to take the block from underneath you. Lower your bridge down towards the floor, hug yourself, and stretch your lower back. And just hold. And you can rock here from side to side if you like. Now let's have the arms out in T position. Guide the knees so the knees are on top of your hips and your knees are in line with your ankles. So there's a 90-degree angle there. We're going to inhale. Exhale slowly. Twist to the left in Jatara Paravriti. And when you're holding here, we're going to straighten the right leg to touch your left hand. And exhale, flex your right knee. And inhale, straighten your right leg to touch your left hand. And then flex your right knee, more iliopsoas and more IT band stretch. Straighten your right leg to touch your left hand. Flex your right knee. Now we're going to straighten and hold in position. Breathing here through the twist. Back to the full breath. Feel the stretch in the back of both the right leg and the outside of your right hip. Slowly flex your right knee. Engage the core. Bring both legs with the knees bent back to center. Take a nice inhale. And exhale, let's twist to the right to repeat the same thing on this side. So with the next inhale, your left leg straighten and you touch your right hand with the toes of your left foot. Flex your left knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, flex. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, flex. Now we're going to straighten and hold. You flex your left knee. Both knees are bent. Inhale, bring both legs back through center. Lower the feet down and then come to bridge pose to align your spine. Make sure your spine is nice and long with the knees bent into high bridge. Align there and then slowly lower your bridge down. Hug yourself and bring the thighs into the chest. You can rock from side to side again here to give yourself a massage. And your lower back. And then slowly lower the both feet down. Let's straighten the right leg to the right corner of the mat. And the left leg goes straight over to your right ankle. So we're crossing the right leg on the right corner of the mat. Both arms overhead. Grab your left wrist with your right hand. And as you exhale, the spine moves to the right. So we have our lateral stretch here. And you can feel it from the armpit going down to the left side of the torso, all the way down to the outside of your left hip. Hold in petite position and enjoy the lateral stretch. And the spine returns to neutral and do the crossing of the legs. Left leg goes to the left corner of the mat and you cross the right leg over to your left ankle. Grab your right wrist with your left hand. Elbows are bent. Take a nice inhale and exhale. The spine moves to the left. Time to stretch the right side of the torso now. And return the spine to neutral and do the crossing of the legs. Flex both knees with the feet wide as your mat, arms out in T position. Align your spine again, please, in between your shoulder blades, in between the back of the hips. And we're going to do our last windshield wiper movement, making sure you're moving the head and the neck in the opposite direction where your legs are going. And do it gently from side to side with a sweet, soft, controlled breath. And slowly the head is neutral, the neck is neutral. We're straightening both legs to both corners of the mat. Turn the feet out. Slide the arms somewhere in between your shoulders and your hips. Pick up the shoulder blades. Align your upper spine. Allow the back of the hips, your sacrum. Take a deep inhale here and side out. And again. One more. And here we are. This is Shavasana. This is where we're going to allow the body to come into a deep and full rest. We're going to do our best to surrendering to hold still and being aware of all different parts of the body, muscles, tendons, ligaments, everything. So we can keep working on relaxing, releasing. And just follow the sound of my voice. We're going to use some breathing here. So imagine that you are lying down on the beach by the water. You are supported by a warm sand underneath you. And you're feeling the warmth of the sun on top of your body. Just feel how your body and the back is adjusting to the shape of the sand. You can feel on the bottom of your feet how the water on a gentle wave is touching the sole of your feet. And with your next inhalation, you're going to move that gentle water touching the sole of the feet up to the knees. That's an inhale. And exhale from the knees down to the sole of the feet. You're moving the water way down to the sole of the feet. Inhale from the sole of the feet. Bring the water up to your hips. Long exhale from the hips, water moves down to the sole of the feet. Inhale, water moves from the sole of the feet up to your chest. Long exhale from the chest down to the sole of the feet. Inhale, move the water from the sole of the feet up to the crown of the head. Exhale long all the way down to the sole of the feet. Inhale, move the water from the feet up to the chest. Exhale long, exhale down to the sole of the feet. Inhale, move the water all the way up to your chest, down to the feet. Move the water up to your knees and down to the sole of the feet. And just pause there. You feel soft and open, warm and relaxed. You're slowly letting go any tension you might still be holding in your body. You notice the body and you let it go into a full and deep rest. Now slowly, please begin to deepen your breath. Move your neck and head from side to side gently. And with the next inhalation, the arms are coming overhead to find space again in between each vertebrae. You point the toes, you grow taller, take a deep, deep inhale here. And exhale, release the arms down, hug yourself. And let's make our way to a seated position comfortably. If you need to modify your seated position, we're going to be working again on the breath. We created at the beginning of the practice to slow down the mind and the body. And let's begin by noticing the difference of chest breathing and belly breathing. So let's begin with thumb and index finger to focus on the breath, on the chest, but just we'll do that for 6 rounds of breath. Relax, yes, hands down, and just notice that when you have those fingers together, the breath is being felt on the chest. 6 rounds of breath. After you're done with your 6th round, now join the ring fingers with the thumb. Place a hand down to your thigh and concentrate on breathing down the abdominal below the navel. And do 12 rounds of breath and just slow down the breath. Belly breathing. And relax your fingers. Go back to your regular breath through the nose. And guide both hands together close to your heart center. And notice the mind, how the mind feels. And take a moment to notice the body. And if the mind and the body feels at peace, let's do our best to try to keep experiencing this peace within ourselves and our bodies a little bit longer after the practice is over. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Asking for peace, peace and more perfect peace. And I thank you all very much for being here today, practicing yoga. Namaskaram.
Thank you.